Listen to part of a talk in a philosophy class.
Welcome to Philosophy 101. I'm Professor Bates from the Department of Humanities. In this class, you are expected to get a basic understanding of the history of philosophy and how it evolved by examining several well-known philosophers, such as Aristotle, Immanuel Kant, and Martin Heidegger. But before we get started, I want to ask you, what is philosophy? Where was it born, and when? And most importantly, why?
Professor, I think I read or heard somewhere that philosophy originated in ancient Greece.
That's correct. Do you happen to know when?
I don't know. In the 2nd or 3rd century BCE?
Close, but not quite right. Okay, so there was this man, Thales of Miletus. He was active in the 6th and 5th centuries BCE. But that is who? My questions were, what is philosophy, and why did it begin?
I kind of assume that philosophy is to think about the meaning of, everything.
Yes, that is actually a very good answer. Philosophers do think about the meaning of practically everything, but the fundamental question is, why do they think about it? What caused people to start thinking about such things in the first place? Let me give you a brief historical overview. Thales of Miletus was the first philosopher in Western history. He tried to find what was called arche, which means the beginning or the first principle. Why did he do that? Well, he wanted to understand the world, what it was made of, and how it was made. The 5th century BCE saw the start of democracy. Ancient Greek cities became affluent through trade with other civilizations. They had their own mythology, Greek mythology. According to it, there were people who were descendants of Greek gods, and they ruled in ancient cities and states. However, with more wealth came the rise of common people. They also learned that other cities and states had their own myths and cultures. What happens when people have knowledge and wealth? They gradually increase their influence and eventually establish democracy. What happened then? Well, they had to seek guidance on how to live on their own because before democracy, people just followed their king and leaders as they were representing gods or the descendants of gods. But the days of Greek mythology were now over. They needed to give themselves a new reason for their existence. This is the beginning of philosophy.
So, the start of ancient Greek philosophy had little to do with intellectual or spiritual inspiration, but had everything to do with political and economic progress?
That's one way of putting it. Now think of it this way. You all just started college, which means that you will soon gain more independence and responsibilities both politically and economically. I don't think all of you are going to be majoring in philosophy, but I really do hope that you develop critical thinking skills in this course, just like ancient Greek people sought and pursued the meaning of this world in a new way. Philosophy might not directly help you secure a job, but it definitely prepares you as young adults to venture out into the world. Well, let's get started.